Hi guys, so I'm making this video showing you if you're on Mac, well if you're on Windows, you have to install the drivers for this device I'm gonna show you. But if you're on Mac on Montreal, um, you have to just plug it into your USB, and then on OBS you have to hook up um OBS OBS to MIDI, which is it's OBS dash MIDI MIDI on OBS website. It's an Alpha 3, and so um I had to in order to get this to work unplug it, plug it back in because it occasionally doesn't work because you have to go to once you install that for actually Mac OS, and then you go up to the um then you go up to one second you go to tools and go to OBS Midi Settings, and then you click on your MIDI device. In this case, you're going to be using the one here I'm about to show you, and then you basically press enable. Then you basically select your scenes because right now I have my scenes selected, which are this one you're seeing now, the camera you're about to see this on, and then picture in picture, which is basically this plus the other one you're about to see, and then desktop, and then also my capture card. So I'm going to show you a capture card first. So basically, each scene, what you're using this with in macOS, it works, and just takes a little bit of phonetic link. So you pull this up. This HC it fades. I have mine set to 2,000 milliseconds, which is 2 seconds. To the blue, which is my capture card, it fades to the desktop audio. I mean to the desktop, as you can see. And when I press the actual when I press the play button, you'll see when I press play button, it basically brings up the other monitor, which is down below, and then that's um number 6. Number 5 is oh no, that's number 7. This is number 6, which is picture in picture. This is the device I'm using. So number 7, as you can see. Remember, this is number 6, and then number 5 is face cam, or this scene right here. But going back here, so oopsies, that was my bad. I accidentally clicked. So this is where this button right here is the record button. This one's to stop recording. These two buttons here are to pause and unpause. This The play button is to do the scene. I mean the actual desktop. These knobs have nothing on them right now. These buttons have nothing on them. Neither do any of these buttons because there's no specific software like Windows MIDI mixer on Windows, so I don't actually have those. Don't have faders paired to those. Each I would use actually the knobs. But basically, if I basically just do this one right here, it goes there. This one there, as you can see, and I have for when I'm on my capture card scene, it literally has the capture card's audio, which I had to add separately through OBS. And so I actually had to do right click, add audio, add settings, and it just worked. And as you see, I just accidentally moved it. The faders are kind of sensitive. In this case, the faders are sensitive because it is an issue I was saying too. See, and so, and if you look here, this is the microphone. This one is desktop audio, and this one's the capture card. and these could actually mute them if I because they have a mute toggle. I can press to mute if I wanted to. And this is called the Korg Nano Control 2. And so they have the Korg Nano Studio. So if you have more scenes than, because if you have more than 5 scenes, or you want to add more scenes, you could actually add literally more. By, for example, I was thinking about making a picture like the webcam that you see over here with the with like the desktop, and then using these knobs up here to add to that instead of just having 9 connections here, I'd have a total of 18. And if I wanted to even more, I could have each of these buttons per actually scene. Just so press this button, it does one scene. This button does another. I just decided to use faders. Now it gives me a lot more options for basically adding stuff compared to Windows. I was using them for like other stuff. Don't get me wrong. Windows is still great for like things. I was just trying this one out just to see how it would just clear out. This is a video I'm actually doing while in the middle of doing testing to see how OBS is working. And this is like one I actually was doing. For example, this one is I was just testing this specific MIDI controller. So I've also was trying a Behringer X Touch Mini, which is pretty much the same exact thing. It just has knobs on here. It has knobs and buttons, two rows of buttons, and also it has set A and set B. So that also works. This works specifically just for this one works better honestly for professional me because it has faders. You can get this off of Sweetwater or you can get it off of Guitar Center, Music Friends. They have a black one, they have a white one, they have a black and red one. Um, costs $74 and also costs it also comes with a USB cable. You would need a longer USB cable depending on where like you want it. So if you wanted this in front of your actual keyboard, for example, my keyboard is literally right here, right here. It's right over there, and so you could put it there. Just or I have it specifically. I usually have it right here, just so I can basically just have easier control access. And then if I need to use the camera, like how this is now, I move it over here, and I have more space for opening stuff. And I just basically had this camera you see right here on the mic arm that's right here. My mic is on, but so I ended up basically putting, and the mic was on this stand, and so since I needed something a little bit closer, I basically took the mic arm and put it over there. In turn, I ended up damaging this desk just a tiny bit just by cracking it a bit. I need to probably get a newish desk because this one is just starting to fall apart. So I was gonna replace this desk with maybe a Bushbox countertop. Maybe put an Alex drawer over here in the corner. Get another butcher block over here, and have a little bit more extra room. Put some pads in there just so it doesn't slip. Because the only thing that is getting changed here is maybe this monitor. I'm going to probably go with a 32-inch panel, probably that has an adjustable stand. 1440p most likely, or I might go with the ultra wide because it can fit a 34-inch right here perfectly fine. But I'm just going to go with a new panel, and yeah. Um, this is this panel right here. Also, just to to let you see, this is how big it is. It's only about I would say, because here's a mouse for scale. This mouse for scale specific is the MX Master. So here's a Ice Mountain water bottle for scale. It's literally almost the size of a Ice Mountain bottle. Um, it's about one ruler long. This is literally almost a half. This is over half a ruler. This is 12 inches. For our call cover, that's what the packaging said. Um, I also tried this with a Kai LPD8, which is another interface thing control surface I have. Um, yeah, so I hope you will like this, and um, yeah. So as you can see, because I had this over here, it was literally right here, but I actually moved the camera over just a tiny bit, and I have this right here. And yeah, so it's not too much in a way, and it's also not too far. And I've had to adjust the mic setting just a tiny bit. I don't know how it sounds. I changed it just a tiny bit, and yeah. So I also put on high pass filter. I have a low pass filter on, and if I tap my desk, it's gonna come into the mic. For example, I'll show you. Because the stand is attached to the desk. There's no shock mount. Don't want to use this specific shock mount for this microphone because with shock mount, it basically adds this much girth onto the um stand, and it would basically be like down under my speaker, and I actually wanted it right here for the height wise because I've had a shock mount, didn't work out, and it just ended up becoming more hassle. And yeah, so I do have um usages of actual this thing right here because I can actually just do like a whole bunch of fading. And I can also do this. And yeah, I'm just gonna add maybe a couple more scenes. For example, I may just add an individual scene for the actual this instead of having a button because this is kind of annoying. Not annoying. It's basically it's tapped. It's basically push. It's toggle. So you push it down. It stays down. You hold it, and if I want to draw on the screen that you see now, I can't do that because I'm holding this, and I need keyboard shortcuts. And then I also have some other Steam Deck stuff working. So basically, I have this specific Steam Deck setting. So when I press my video editing software, which I'm right now using iMovie, I'm working out trying to because I have an old version of Final Cut that I had on for actually Mojave, and I need to actually upgrade to the latest version for Montreal and M1. And I just don't have the key anymore, so I've been using iMovie at the moment. So when I press iMovie on my Steam Deck, it opens the actual iMovie, and it opens up another page with like all the shortcuts for iMovie. And then when I press the um return to the other screen, it goes back to like there. So yeah, that's how that one works. I have one for Foobar for my actual music. Firefox, I could use actual Safari, but Safari is okay. I on my actual iPad I use Chrome because of at that point I'm used to using Chrome on mobile devices because I have it on my phone. I have Xcode for some of my coding stuff and uh what's that terminal for terminal commands. My hard drives, um one of them I think if I press three it should nope. So one of these don't actually work, which is the disk data three, which is usually over here, but I have an issue where it doesn't like to reconnect. But disk one and disk two connects. I have that on here just in case I need to have MIDI open. I have if I need to, I have a Windows machine that runs pretty much 24/7. Because if I need Windows, I can instead of using Parallels, I can press the remote desktop app that they have for like Mac OS to basically um open that because I'm just doing more testing with like OBS. So and I'm just testing all of the macro functions I actually use on Windows. I have one for band, GarageBand. I'm gonna replace that with Logic and iMovie with the Final Cut. I have OBS buttons. Um, what's that thing? Clip Studio, Calendar, and so and then the calculator also is print screen. So if I basically do this print screen, yeah. So everything seems to be actually working for the Stream Deck. I've actually tried that. My control surface seems to be working. I could add more stuff now. I could literally add this has the three buttons per pressure fader, mute, uh, mute, silence, record times nine faders. So that's nine times nine times nine, 18. 28. But then I also have these three buttons over here, plus three more, plus the play button, which will be seven. And these can be overlapped because there's a layer two button. If you basically press cycle button, you actually have a layer two function. So basically, you can have in total of nine, nine faders twice, nine knobs twice, nine three sets of um buttons per fader nine times twice, uh two plays to record, two stops, two fast forward to rewinds, and then two tracks back and forth, and two markers back and forth, and two sets and one cycle. The cycle switches in between them, or you can program it between different things. Also, you could use MIDI. You actually could use like MIDI teaching software. Basically, so for example, I could basically press the play button to be Command C, which is cut. Um, yeah. So right now it's just this. The play button is just that, and that's going to be actually fixed after I have it set up. Also, you can do most of this stuff by for example, you can toggle scenes. You can basically switch scenes with the Stream Deck, but I don't have the. I really don't want to just basically dedicate the Stream Deck towards OBS. I have this dedicated towards OBS because of there's that. I have other things I use my Stream Deck for example, like applications, uh, loading stuff. And I prefer just to actually um keep the Stream Deck just for specific software stuff. And for controlling OBS, I would use this because since I'm not using it to control audio, I'm using it just for actual windows. When I'm not using it, because since I'm not using it to control audio in Windows, and just using it for the fader function and the switch, the scene change engine like OBS, then I really don't I'm sorry, I couldn't actually say. I really don't use it for anything else other than actually that. And it honestly works. Honestly, if you need something more like a Korg Nano Studio, which is the bigger brother of this device, it's actually bigger. It's 3 times as big as this, and it has 9 faders, 9 knobs, and also it has more buttons. It has everything. Let me see if I can bring up an image of it. Let's see. Oopsie, there we go. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'm almost done. Korg Now Control Studio. It's because of the Korg Nano Control 2 is $75. The Korg Nano Studio is basically $199.99. So basically, I have one for $169. Let's see. So let me just. I had to remove OBS. So wrong one. So this one is the Korg Nano Control Studio because it has the mobile MIDI control service. So it has play and stop, play, record, rewind. I mean, stop, play, record, pause, fast forward, rewind, track, cycle, set, marker, scene, because can have 5 different scenes, and then so that means you can have even more. You can have more layers than just 2 compared to the Korg Nano Control 2, and then you can have so you can have 5 selects per slot, 5 records, 5 solo, and 5 mutes, and you can have that 9 times again, and you have 9 knobs that you can also do 5 times. So that's 9 times 5, 9 times 5, 9 faders, which is you can do 9 times. There's a jog wheel, so you can basically add that to OBS if you wanted to for stuff, or you can actually add it in the editing software for like scrubbing the actual timeline. Lots of stuff you can do if you basically with actually MIDI. So if you have MIDI, a MIDI translator software, you could take this device and turn it into a fully functional editing um um surface, or you can use it in OBS. But with actual the MIDI um programming software, you just have to put put it to the actual key combinations. And for certain editing software like Logic or Premiere Pro, you can literally just use this to basically as your control surface. So these control levels, this to like scrub through the timeline. This increased volumes of certain tracks for certain editing softwares um like Premiere Pro. This also works in Logic, which is that's its main purpose is Logic, and it's Bluetooth, it's USB, it's has nice faders, and you literally can use that. You can use the Akai, and you can there's other stuff you can use, but the Korg Nano control is something I would use because it's small. But if you need actually more than these buttons on here, in like for like OBS in Mac OS, then you can use actual this and OBS to MIDI just for if you just need 9 basically twice per thing versus in Windows you would need either this one the Korg Nano Control Studio 4 to have everything that control including Windows control software and also to cycle through the actual things on Windows because you can basically put the cycle to a button, but you would use that to cycle through your profiles. And for Mac OS, it's only for cycling through profiles. You can't program it as to a MIDI device. I mean, as like a key binding, because if you put it to a key binding and you press it, it could end up basically switching profiles each time. Um, but if you're using Windows and you just need actually more, I recommend this one. But for like macOS, I recommend if you need more than um 9 9 uh those those 5 times 9 right here, those buttons and those 5 times. So 9 times 5 times 5, 5 times 5, 5 times 5, 5 times 5, 5 times 5 times 5, 5 times 5, 5 times 5, and 5 times 9, 5 times 9, and 5 times 5 per these buttons. Other than same and cycle, because cycle gives you a cycle, and this one allows you to basically cycle per each channel because each channel on here because the reason the cycle button's here is because it cycles through because of the layer A and layer B. That's what cycle is. These scenes are 5 different scenes, so that would technically would be actually more if you counted the cycle part. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hope I hope you find the control surface that would work and as you win. I mean, with Mac OS or Windows, Windows would be cool. I'm gonna get another one of these specifically just for the Windows machine I have for for remoting into. So yeah, this is basically just gonna be my remote in machine. So thanks for watching.